Yo, yo, yo. We are here, Lions on the Prowl. Our guy, Curtis Steele, right now is trying to do some things, so it's going to be us three until he gets back. We got Maniac Tim. What's up, Maniac Tim?
Hey, not a whole lot. I mean, it's been a rough morning, though, actually. I've been busy and didn't get a lot of sleep. But...
Man, I feel you about rough morning, folks. I actually just recorded a video, and it didn't save. All that work, graphics for absolutely nothing. I hate my face. I hate it. Anthony, what's up, man?
Hey, how you doing, Mike? How you doing, Tim?
I'm doing good.
Man, look, it's Friday. That's all we can say. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Someone please give me some drink. Please, please, please. We need it. Anthony, man, I haven't heard it good. Look at you, man. See?
Hey, hang on. I'm going to quantify this. It is the hottest day of the year so far here over in England. It's 30 degrees, which for us is absolutely scorching. So, you know, I'm sweating like a Bears fan who's just been asked who's finishing bottom of the NFC North this year. They know it's them, but they will never tell you.
Hey, that's what's up, man. It was 95, almost 100 degrees here in the great state of Michigan just a couple days ago. I love the heat, so we're all about the heat here. What do you like the heat there, Maniac Tim?
No.
Oh
No.
man.
I mean, I like it kind of warm, but not where it's real boiling.
I hate the heat. That's why I live over here. It's nice and cold. You don't get no weird weather over here. It's just nice and good. 30 degrees is far too much. It is.
So you don't get a lot of heat over there?
Well, we do, but you know, it very rarely goes over 30. When it goes over 30, that's a heat wave, and you know, I just can't be dealing with that. So I just prefer it when it's a lot colder. I know you guys get it a lot more. I think 30 is nothing for you. I think it's like 80 degrees or something, but that for me is hot. Really.
When I was in Iraq, I loved 120. That's what it was average a day when I was in the Middle East. I loved 120. Now I got to 143 degrees. That was not fun, but 120 I could take all freaking day. But you guys ready to talk about the new signing of Devin Funchess, the tight end? We have a new tight end, folks. Comes from Green Bay, and you know, Carolina Panthers as well, was a wide receiver, Michigan guy, came from Michigan. Anthony, what do you think about Devin Funchess signing?
Well, for me, he's going to be a camp body who's probably going to get cut very quickly. But you know, at the end of the day, you have your 90-man squads to bring guys in, to try them out, see if you've got something there with them. Obviously, they're trying the positional change. I never actually knew he was a tight end. He's come out of college a long time ago now, and that's apparently where he used to play back a long time ago. So I'm kind of intrigued, but at the same time, I'm not expecting a great deal from it. So we'll see.
Okay, so you're on the we'll see, kind of like me a little bit. Make sure you guys like the stream right now for our guy Curtis Steele and for Val, the queen here. Maniac Tim, what do you think about Devin Funchess' Detroit Lions?
Well, you know, he just better pick it up. If he's going to be a Lion, if he's going to be on that team, that's going to be a Maniac team, then he better pick it up. Otherwise, get the hell out. I don't have time for slackers.
Man, I love your style, Tim. I love it.
Yeah.
MT, he's on fire. I'm with you. If he's a slacker, get up out of here, dog. We don't need you. We got some good depth here. I think he's just a camp body. In all honesty, like Anthony, 100% with that. I think he's just going to be used for a body, and when everybody's healed and everybody's good to go, he's probably not even going to be on the team anymore.
Right? Maybe practice squad.
Practice squad. Hey, that would be an upgrade for him. It definitely would be an upgrade for him. Is Val, are you in here?
Yeah, I'm in here. Sorry, guys, I'm late. I had
It's been
I had a rough night last night, so.
Whoa, man.
But I'm here. I'm here, you guys. I'm here.
Everybody's starting rough today. We're all a little bit roughed up today.
It's not starting out to be the best free-for-all or Friday, but we're trying.
It's not free-for-all right now. It's free-fall. But it's okay.
Right?
So, Val, what do you think about Devin Funchess signing with our Detroit Lions?
I don't know much about the guy in particular, but I see him as sort of a kind of a cardboard cutout fill-in for in case of injury. That's what I see him as. But if he turns out well, he turns out well. It's what do they got to lose at this point? You know,
said you didn't know much about him.
Well, you know, Funchess, that means the Lions can snack on him.
Ooh, there we go, Maniac.
Yeah.
Tim's getting hungry.
What are you gonna do? Call them Funyuns? Funch?
Oh my God, we got Funyun onions for Funchess. Here we go, folks. Well, Val said it right here. She goes, I don't know much about him. You don't really need to. Probably not going to be on the team that much longer. So it ain't a big deal. So you don't need to do your homework. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm not that worried about him. I see him as kind of a fill-in, and to give him a shot, just like Dan Campbell gives everybody a shot. He's going to give him a shot. This is probably his last shot, but in the NFL. But we'll see.
And did Dan Campbell give you a shot? Yes. Yet, Val.
Oh, Dan Campbell hasn't given me a shot yet. I probably could do better than half the people on the team.
I need a shot, but not a shot to make the roster. I need a 5 o'clock shot.
Right. At this point, I need like 10 shots, but I did score already.
Hey, if it started out rough, let's end rough. Hey, Anthony, I got a question for you. A really good question. So CBS Sports decided to not put a single Detroit line in the top 100. Do you think that is accurate, or do you disagree with that?
I think it's inaccurate for me. I mean, I think there are some who are definitely pushing. I mean, I think Frank Ragnow should be on there for sure. I mean, when you go about positional value on teams, you talk offensive linemen are some of your most valuable guys that you can get on your team, especially your left tackle and your center. And when you have a center who is arguably top 2, top 3 in the entire NFL, one of the best there is in the position, one of the most valuable positions, you would expect him to be on there. And there are some guys on there who are going on from form they had years ago, not recent form. I know obviously he was injured last year, but I still feel he should be on there. And I think there's a few others who are close to maybe cracking it. I think this time next year, I could see 3, maybe 4 of our guys on there for sure. But Ragnow should be on there without a shadow of a doubt. And I think, look at some of the names on there. That's just blatant disrespect towards him.
Let me know in the comment section. Do you think that CBS is right? Do you think they're wrong? If you think a player should be on that list, put the player name in the comment section. Maniac Tim, do you think CBS is a bunch of a-holes, or do you think they're correct on this one?
Well, CBS and most of their stuff, they have been last in the rating. So who are we listening to?
Facts.
Yeah, just go ahead and, I mean, they may be kind of good at football as far as broadcasting, but they're not good at evaluating. Disrespect. They always disrespect us, and I think maybe that's why we get a lot of bad calls, because they want to see the ones that bring their ratings up.
Yeah, we could definitely talk about the bad calls. That's interesting, man. Maniac Tim is on fire today. Val, what do you think about CBS Sports? Now, you're a Chicago Bears fan, so you're not biased. You don't have a bias. You're not in love with the Detroit Lions. You're not a big homer. Do you think that they're accurate, not having a single line in there?
Well, with the team from last year, I would probably say yeah, because just the talent level wasn't there. I mean, come on, be honest. I mean, these are guys that aren't like superstars, well-known names or anything like that. But the thing is I work in the media. This is all just biased anyway. It's people who pick I'm telling you, most of these reporters and journalists just pick names that they love the most, and that's it. So I wouldn't put too much stock in any of these type of lists ever.
Yeah, you're correct, man. Does the list mean absolutely no? It means nothing. It's not going to change anything from a talent perspective, what they're going to do in 2022. But I think there's a little disrespect. I agree with Anthony. Frank Ragnow, I think he deserves to be on there. He's literally maybe the best best center in the NFL, or the second best center. So he should be on that list. Now, if they're going after last season,
Ragnow didn't play last year, did he?
That's what I was just going to get to. So if they're going off last year, he didn't play last year.
Right.
But
if they're going off this year, you already know. So
Deshaun Watson's on that list. And I mean, come on. Really?
Right. Yeah,
he's on the top 100. So we're not doing last year's form. You know, Creed Humphrey's 59th on that list. It's like, hang on, he's had one good year at centre. Frank's been up there for 5 years now. So,
You know, it's interesting you just talked about Deshaun Watson being on that list. There's one list I know he's on that are 100 lists, and that's massage parlors. Now, he didn't play last year. He's probably not playing this year. He's getting massages. So he shouldn't be on that list unless he needs a rub, a very good rub. Now, I don't like the bias. I think it's ridiculous, but at the end of the day, it is what it is.
Mhm.
Calvin Shepard said Malcolm Rodriguez is farther along than most third-year players. Anthony, do you put him ahead of Derek Barnes now?
See, it's a very hard question to answer because I've not seen him on the pitch. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say I'm a massive Malcolm Rodriguez fan. I was pre-draft. I was when we drafted him. I think he's going to be great on this team. He's only a day 3 pick, but I think we're going to see him making an immediate impact this year. The way he plays the games, the turnovers you get from him, that's what he's good at. Getting the ball out of running back hands, creating turnovers, getting the game in your favor there. I'm not surprised to hear how well he's doing. You just have to look at his work ethic, what he's done at Oklahoma State. You know, they won the Big 12 last year. Great team they had there. He was part of that. So I'm not surprised that he's playing really well. And all the things they said about him since just sort of confirms that. I mean, they already said before this that, you know, they were kind of leaving him to it, learning the schemes and that because he was that good. So I think we're in for a real treat when we get to see him on the field. So it would not surprise me if this was accurate, if he was maybe a bit ahead of Barnes. But I see similarities with them both. These are guys who like to get into the opposition backfield and cause problems. And they're both blitzing guys. So, you know, it could well be right because they're the same style of guy. But I'm looking forward to seeing them both, quite frankly. I think our linebackers are really going to surprise us this year. I know on paper they're not much, but having watched a lot of them, I think we're going to see some real good stuff out of these guys. So, yeah, I'm not surprised if that's true.
We talk about a guy who's watched a lot of Detroit Lions football, and that's Mr. Maniac Tim. This guy's been a fan before my dad. Okay, so this guy's seen football. He's seen greats play. He's seen a lot of good linebackers play. What do you think about Malcolm Rodriguez? Do you think he is special? Do you have high expectations for this year? And do you think he'll be ahead of Derek Barnes?
I think he will slightly, but I think that it's going to be a fight. And I think that it's going to be a fight that's going to go ahead and elevate the team. And anytime you have competition, it brings out the best in each player. So the competition is going to bring it up in both of them.
All I got to say is Maniac Tim right now is on fire, folks. And when somebody gets on fire, I got to do it. You already know what's coming. That means he just smoking fools, okay? You better watch out, Mortal Kombat. Better watch out, because right now, Killer Instinct, Maniac Tim's on fire. Now, we got a person who could play linebacker, scare the hell out of me right now if I was to be on the field. If I'm a tight end going in the middle, that's Val. What do you think about Malcolm? Scare the hell out of me, break my bones, okay? If I was to run in the middle, you would crush me. But what do you think about Malcolm Rodriguez? Again, folks, he's not a Lions fan. What do you think about him?
Was that a fat joke now, Mike? No, I'm kidding.
No, that was beating my ass joke.
Now, on paper and on film and all this stuff, Malcolm Rodriguez might have an edge on Barnes. But you know what? Barnes has got some extra special help because he's got some afterlife support because that was Jim's favorite player. So we might see some battling going out and some extra help from the supernatural. God, Barnes.
It's over with the supernatural. It's over right there. There's nothing you can do. You know what that happens? That means it's a I kind of agree with you guys a little bit, Anthony. I'm a little bit. I like Malcolm Rodriguez. Had one of my mock drafts, but he's a 6th round pick, and I think he's going to be on special teams to start this bad boy out. I think Derek Barnes, Alex Anzalone, Chris Board, out of nowhere. I think they're going to be getting a lot of time. Maybe he'll get worked in a little bit more. I'd like to see him. I like the younger guys in for the Lions to play, but I want to see him develop, and I don't know if it's going to start off right off rip. I think he'll be a good player for the Lions, and hopefully he can be a linebacker gem. But to say this guy is going to go off right off rip and beat everybody, it's hard for me because we got Derek Barnes, who he was looking pretty good preseason last year, and he developed decent. I think he's got the head right now. But who wins the camp battle between Quintez Cephas, Trinity, Benson? What do you got? What do you have on that one there, Anthony?
I think it's Cephas all the way for me. I really like Quintez, and I don't like this narrative that he's on the bubble for this season. I mean, people seem to have forgotten what he was doing last year before he got injured, which was playing damn well. He was the first receiver to forge a connection with Jared Goff, and for any receiver to gain the trust of his quarterback is a big thing. And he was the first guy to do it. Not Amon-Ra, none of the senior guys we brought in there. It was Quintez Cephas and Jared Goff who were making the moves in that. So, I see him develop. I see him getting much better at what he does. And the injury was, massively unfortunate for him. It just came at completely the wrong time, just as he was getting into his stride. But if he's come back and he's healthy and he's fit and firing like before, then it's no competition. Cephas was looking good. Cephas plays well with Goff. And Benson has not shown anything so far to justify that he's going to get in front of him. So for me, Cephas is a lock for this team. I'm not saying he's on the bubble at all. Providing he's playing well, there's no way his position should be under threat. Benson will be the one who misses out.
I love Quintez Cephas, man. I said last year he's going to break out, and he did before he got injured. He's going to do that toe tag swag, getting the big footballs on the big play on third down. This was before Amon-Ra St. Brown really started blowing up. He was doing a good job, and he was a good catch when Jared Goff was throwing the football. But Maniac Tim, we got a guy here, folks, that literally, Maniac Tim, you got to say thank you for this, because this man is the reasons why aliens do not invade planet Earth, because he still exists. Okay, Maniac Tim, for saving the world, what do you think about Trinity Benson versus Cephas? Who wins the battle?
I gotta say Cephas. I mean, this is his third or fourth year with the Lions, and he has been a proven talent. Like we were saying that Goff worked well with him before the injuries. And I think that he's going to be one of the reasons the Lions win more than 10 games this year. I mean, I'm expecting. See, I don't give the team the Lions discount. As far as you think, oh yeah, they're the Lions, they're going to mess things up. I expect wins. When they lose, they lose. But I expect their best. And I think that Quintez Cephas is going to be one of the reasons the Lions win more than 10 games and make the playoffs.
Maniac Tim, what happens if they lose? How do you feel? Do you get upset?
Very.
So do I. I get very upset, man. I don't like it. But I know there's one person that doesn't get upset if the Lions lose. And that's that here. Especially we're playing the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears. I'm sure she gets real happy when the Bears win. But we're not talking about the Bears. We're talking about Quintez Cephas, Trinity Benson. Now, you don't play around words. You don't mince meat. You're straight. Who's going to win this battle? And rip on the other one who doesn't.
How are we calling this a battle? This is like putting Minnie Mouse up against, Jack the Ripper. It's Quintez Cephas this is not even a battle whatsoever.
That was an all you can.
This is a Mortal Kombat finish him in the situation.
Look, man, I like Cephas over Trinity Benson. Trinity Benson didn't do anything. I call him Trinity Bustin'. He didn't do anything last year. He's doing good right now with pajamas on. Who cares? It's not with pads on. Like, how many times have we seen an not Anquan Bolden, but Victor Bolden come in here, do a good job in pajamas, other players. And then when the lights come on, you get a Trinity Benson. So I'm with you there. I would love the all you can. I would love the. I would like that to occur. Who is the best player in the Lions secondary, Anthony, and why?
That's That is a tough one. I guess if you're going off current form, then you would have to say it was Amani. I mean, he had a much better year last year. Obviously, got the interceptions in there, and he played really well. In fairness, he made probably more of the game-changing plays. So I guess at this moment in time, it would be Amani. I don't really think there's many others who are going to lay a claim to this at the minute. So this answer's pretty clear-cut for me.
Anthony, quick question, man. Did you I loved Amani coming out of college. I thought this guy was going to be a really good player for Lions. I had him second-round grade. We got him in the 5th round. I actually had him in a mock draft, too. And I thought he was a steal. Do you think, like, when you first saw him, you're like, this guy does have high potential?
I mean, yeah. I mean, when you first saw him, you thought, yeah, the potential is there. He is playing well. But, the last couple of years after that, it was kind of like you were a bit frustrated because there were good plays, but then there were equally really bad plays in there as well. You didn't see the consistency develop in his plays. And then last year, you did see the consistency a little bit more start to develop with him. And if he can carry on that path, then he's going to become a very good corner for us down the line. Obviously, big decision to make with him this year. Do we pay him or not? And, I think that's still on a tightrope at the minute. I wouldn't say yes or no definitively at this moment in time. But if he has another year like last year and starts playing well again, then I think he would. So, yeah, it's just about consistency with him. I just sometimes get really frustrated. But in recent times, I've been a lot happier with him. And hopefully, he's going to take control of that very young cornerback room there, lead by example. If Jeff can come back this year, form a partnership with him, then we could be witnessing the beginning of something really good in regards to him.
I like it. Would you ever consider bringing back Nevin Lawson, Anthony?
Were you watching our pod? Is this because we put Nevin Lawson in our all-decade team the other day from the last one? Nevin Lawson was the equal types of frustrating in there, but compared to the corners we've had in recent years, absolutely, I'd bring him back. But that's kind of the state it's at. But yeah, nothing wrong with Nevin. Nothing wrong with Nevin at all.
Maniac Tim, I got to hear you on the secondary because I have a feeling that you're going to do another Hadouken or an ultra combo right now. I already got stuff ripped up.
Yeah.
Who's the best?
I think we're going to see Okudah. I think we're going to see him really shine because he needs to. Once he gets off this injury, he's going to need to prove to the Lions, to the fans, why we wasted a damn overall first round pick on him. Did we waste him or not?
Yoga fire.
He said the word damn. He wants him to come out. That's a yoga fire,
Yoga
folks.
fire.
And Okudah's got to show out.
Yeah.
He has to, man.
Yeah.
We gave a 3rd overall pick on a corner. Got to show out. I already know.
Sorry, that's never going to happen. That's the bust. Okay.
Man, I know shit's about to fly right now because Val's about to answer this question. It's about to get heavy, folks. Get ready.
Actually not, because to be honest, I don't see a best on the secondary quite yet. To me, the guys on there all have their own unique strengths and their own unique weaknesses and stuff. So they bring so much talent. I don't have a standout person there quite yet as who I think is the best. But I want to see them actually do some damn thing. I mean, come on, because last year was just okay. Let's please, let's forget that ever happened. But I don't have a standout guy. I really don't at this point. Or who's the best player in the secondary? No, I don't, because I think that each one of them have something unique to bring to the table and to play to their strength. So I don't see anybody standing out from each other.
All I want to see is them.
I better use my strong hand.
Use strong hand. Get the interception, folks. We need some interceptions. We need some picks. Monty did a good job last year. I think he'll continue to do a good job this year. That's who I got, but I'm with Maniac Tim. I want Jeffrey Okudah. Maniac Tim, I know you're about to say something. Go ahead, man.
Okay, well, Ohio State has been a powerhouse. And for I mean, I'm not an Ohio State fan. I'm a Michigan fan, okay? But if he's going to prove that Ohio State was as good as they say they were at that year, he got to go ahead and ball out and bring it to him. Bring it to the Lions, Okudah.
Bring it to the Lions, folks. He
Mhm.
needs to bring it to the Lions. If not, I'm bringing Maniac Tim to training camp, and Maniac Tim take his foot. I don't know your size of your foot. What's your shoe size, Maniac Tim?
12. No, I'm joking. 11.
11. He's going to take that size 11, and he's going to look at Jack Fox, kind of see how he punts here. And take that foot and insert it in Okudah's 2 points of contact.
Yeah.
Insert it right there. Folks, we've been talking for a little bit, but how about you guys talk? How about you guys answer some questions? Ask some questions. Throw it in the comment section right now. Any question you want to talk about, it's yours. Go ahead and kill it right now. Now, I can't click on anything, but I can read it. And somebody says, does Okudah end up as a safety? Anthony, do you think Okudah ends up as a safety?
No, he's never ever played as a safety. It's not what he's designed to do. It's not happening. You don't just.
What is
move a guy.
Okudah designed to do? Because he hasn't done shit.
Well, I guess he's been watching Bears offensive linemen over the years, hasn't he?
I guess so.
No, he's a corner, and he played injured his entire first year, and then he got injured one game into last year. It's hardly his fault, really, what's going on there. So, but no, he's not a safety. He has never played as such, and you're just going to shoehorn him in for the sake of it, and that's even worse than persevering with him at corner if he's playing bad. I think Ife's the one who'll transition because he's sort of got the length and the range and the skills to do so. And plus, he has played safety back when he was at Syracuse, so it's something that he's accustomed to. But no, Okudah will stay at corner, and they will try their best to get maximize his potential there. And hopefully he does. Because quite frankly, for me, I've said he's not a starter for me when he comes back next season. I think he's got to earn his way back in. Guys came in last year, the likes of Jerry Jacobs, AJ Parker, even Ife. Played really well, and again another injury sort of banjaxed his season. But he's not starting for me. He's going to have to work his ass off to get back in this team because other players have come in his absence and played well. But I hope he does. But it will be at corner, not at safety.
Huge shout out to Luke G's son for graduating today. Huge for him. And we're going to talk about Luke G's son from 3 years ago who came in the comment section and said, "Daddy." That was not him. We're talking about the real son graduating. Awesome. Congratulations, young man.
Yeah,
hey,
congratulations.
Enjoy the summer. That's the best part of it all. Now, let's get to more questions here. Okudah was not fast to begin with. Do you agree with that, Anthony, who's not fast to begin with?
He never had elite pace. I mean, compared to us, these guys do have elite pace. They just run for days and days and days. But I don't think his game was predicated on his speed. It was more sort of his instinct and his ability in coverage. So, no, I don't think he was necessarily the most lightning quick to begin with, but you don't need to be. If you got the instincts and you got the know-how, then you could make up for that. So, yeah, I'd agree he wasn't the fastest.
Yeah, facts. I think you're right. He had pretty good instincts. We've seen it on some plays where he would instinctively get to the wide receiver. I think it was year one. It's like the first 4 plays that he did before he got injured. And it looked like he had some of that, but we just haven't really seen anything because he has not been on the field. And that's something that you have to be. The best ability is availability. So hopefully he can do that this year. What about Ifeatu Melifonwu, Maniac Tim? Someone talking about Ifeatu Melifonwu. What is your expectations for him this year?
To shine. I mean, he's as long as he doesn't get injured again, I think he's going to show us what he's made of. And I mean, he's Val's favorite guy for some reason.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, that's my boy. If he is my boy. If he is my boy. Yeah. I wanted him for the Bears. The Lions stole him from me. But, it's okay. It's all good.
I like Iffy too.
He went to the right team,
Correct. He definitely went
to I kind of said we might be better off going to the Lions than the Bears. But I don't know. It's kind of a toss up there. But
Like, who would really want to go to the Bears, right? Like,
who wants to go to the Lions either? Come on now,
hey, yeah, that's true. I can't really complain. Damn it! Damn
That's
it!
what I'm saying.
Got him.
It's a toss up.
Got him. Where's my soundbite, man? I knew it got it somewhere in here. But yeah, man, look. Got him. I like Ifeatu Melifonwu. I was very shocked to how well he stayed with the wide receiver when he was on defense, Anthony. This guy was a shadow when he was playing before he got injured.
I'm not, and Mike,
I'm
not, Mike. And I'll tell you something. We haven't even seen the best out of him yet. Because have you seen his tackle?
Oh, yeah.
I think what really showed it for me is how well he was playing. He got on in that atrocious, I think it was Seattle game that we played. He got burned by Metcalf in the corner of the end zone on a touchdown because he didn't get his head round to look where the ball was. And they did the exact same play later on in the game. And it was like literally 10 minutes later. And you see him, he got his head around, he got in position, broke the pass up. You saw him learning on the pitch as he was going. And it didn't get done again. He had one mistake. He made up for it, and you could see the on-field development as you were going with him. That's what I love about him. You do see him make mistakes, but then you see him rectify them. And that's what a player should do. They get better that way. And he had the injury. He came back from the injury, and he was still playing well. He didn't let it get him down. He just kept on working hard, grinding, developing. I really like that about him. And like I say, it's very easy to see on the field him making his adjustments for the better. And, you know, that's something you absolutely love to see. I think he'll be a starter for us this year. If he's healthy, he's playing well. He'll be a starter, a full-time starter come the year's end.
Damn, Anthony's on fire today, too, folks. I don't know what to do. Should I just do both of them? I'm with you. My ceiling for Melifonwu is extremely high. Val, you're correct. I love what I saw from this guy on tape.
That guy has got a wicked spear, and I've been waiting to see it on the Lions team. I want to see that spear. It's gorgeous.
Bill Goldberg spear?
Yes. He can
next.
He can Goldberg spear him up. Okay, I gotta keep my language clear. But you know what I'm saying.
Spear these shoes off of people. I love Goldberg. He's one of my favorites all times. If he's got a Goldberg spear, put him in the Hall of Fame right now, folks. Love me some Goldberg. Goldberg is the GOAT. But yeah, I think Melifonwu's the ceiling, maybe the highest right now out of everybody in the secondary, just like what Anthony was saying. His ability to learn, but so quickly, I felt like this guy was learning faster than even Okudah is not even close. You could just see it right off rip. Oh, I think we got something special here. Then he got injured. But if he can stay healthy this year, I think that could be the breakout player.
When he stays healthy this year.
When? It's all about health.
He will break out either this year or next because it takes time in that position anyway to kind of break out. But he will break out. There's no question.
No question. And I'm 100% with you. But there's a comment in here that made me kind of scratch my head a little bit. Frederick Dawkins says 10 wins or more would be a bad thing for the future. 6 to 9 wins is more than enough for an up-and-coming team. No.
You want to break the cycle of losing. I mean,
how is the 10 wins a bad thing for the future? Right. How is that? I mean, how is that even logical on any team?
I don't know. Tim, tell him about winning when you need to change.
We don't need to win to be. Winning is bad for our future. I
don't get this mentality. I mean, obviously, being British, you know, tanking's not a thing for us because if we finish bottom, we get relegated, and you know, there's dire consequences for finishing bottom. So we're always naturally opposed to it. But for these youngsters had the hard graft last year. You know, they were put in a tough situation. They had to develop that way. But the next phase of the development of these young guys is learning how to win games because there is no point them developing 3-4 years of being losers, and then when you try and put them in a high pressure situation where they've got to win a game, they can't do it because they're not used to it. You need your youngsters to win football games, Purely and simply. I don't want none of this rubbish about tanking for Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, a quarterback next year. Well, there's plenty of good quarterbacks coming out next year, and we've got a great GM. We'll find one of them, regardless of what Jared Goff does. You need to win games this year. Your youngsters need to win. Your vets need to win. Otherwise, your vets are going to go, right, I'm going. And then you've got to start your rebuild from the beginning again. Ragnar won't want to stay. Hawk won't want to stay. Decker won't want to stay. They don't want to stay on a team of losers. You need to start winning games. You need to start going forward. You need to give the fans something. Imagine if we win 2 or 3 games and finish below Chicago this year. That's unacceptable. Completely and utterly unacceptable. And for me, I'd be cause to get rid of Dan Campbell if you did that. It's just not happening. You've got to win games purely and simply. And I will not hear anything else about this.
The tanking issue is irrelevant for the Lions, to be honest, because they're a young team that's developing. The problem is not, no, they need to tank to get better players. That is not their situation. Their situation is a salary cap hell. All they got to do is write out some time, write out some contracts, and then have everybody on the previous deals. They're trying to fix a previous problem from a previous regime. So, and as soon as that problem gets resolved, they can actually build that team the way they need to in the best way possible. So this is not an issue that they need to tank to get the better players. No, they just need to write out some time to fix that salary cap hell. That's
Winning is the cause of everything. Ask a guy who made a great statement. He says, we'll defend our islands, the cost that we will fight on the beaches. We shall fight landing on the grounds, and we will fight in the field, and we will win, and we shall never surrender. You want to win to change a culture. Winning.
Exactly.
That's how you do it. Losing is not going to change anything. Winning is the one thing that changes. There's many teams that are good, and they're consistent winners, and they still draft well. Baltimore Ravens draft well. Guess what? They're always winning. Pittsburgh Steelers tend to win a lot. They draft well. So if you want to get draft picks, you just got to have a good GM. You can find a good draft pick at number 2. You can find a good draft pick at number 150. That's the way I see it. You play to win the game.
Oh yeah. And I mean, even being mediocrity, being medium, that's the Lions been that before. They have lost for years.
And if you want the buy-in of these players to continue, you have to show them that you're going in the right direction and that it's worth them staying their careers here.
Yes, right. Exactly. Because all of them are here right now on prove-it deals for the most part. I mean, the majority of them. If you want them to stay, if you want to build a culture, if you want to build any kind of identity whatsoever, you need to force the we got to win situation.
Yeah.
That's it.
And if you want those free agents to want to come here.
Yes, exactly.
Because right now, for one of the things, the salary cap is unfair to actually a bad team trying to build. Because the salary cap, you got to pay these free agents higher to want to come here because ultimately they want to win a Super Bowl. That's what they want to do, these players, these free agents. So we got to go ahead and pay a lot more in order to get the free agents. But if you built a winning culture, you won't have to do that anymore.
Facts.
Exactly.
Facts.
We've got a lot of cap coming next year to us. I think it's about 70 million. So if you want to get the good players in, that's where your real shot in the arm is in terms of vets. So you go get them, but you're going to have to win. We do 2 or 3 wins again, and we're picking top 5. It's over, really.
New England Patriots are perennial winners, and they always draft late generally. How do they do that? Well, because they win, and people want to play for Bill Belichick when Tom Brady was there and Tom Brady. They won. They still win, even with bad draft picks. We can do it. Draft. If you're concerned about the draft, just have a good GM to find those picks. Don't worry about anything else. Try to win every single game you can. If not, we're going to be the doormat. Ain't nobody want to be no doormat. It sucks losing. It absolutely sucks. So let's see here. Trying to see more questions. Yeah, questions, throw it in the comments section because
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Okay. Everybody on the panel, as far as football goes, what brings out the maniac in you guys?
Oh man, I'll start off this one off. The referees. They
Oh, yeah.
bring out the maniac in me. I get pissed off when we get screwed. When a Golden Tate reversal, Calvin Johnson reversal, Brandon Pettigrew reversal, Karen Rogers crying, hands to the face. That's what brings out. I will throw my freaking headset off. I will stomp out here, and a lot of F-bombs come out of my mouth. You want that? That'll be Maniac Mike.
Amen. Amen, brother. Anthony?
What brings out my... I mean, what really annoys me? For me, I don't know. The Lions recently, the one thing really pissed me off is when we're playing zone coverage, and there is one guy up there, there's one receiver amongst about 6 of our defenders, unmarked, and he gets the ball. I hate the way that we play on defense. I want us to play man more, and it frustrates the hell out of me when one guy can beat our entire secondary. And yeah, that at the minute is what really gets me annoyed. And this year, I really want us to be aggressive on our defense. None of this playing our linebackers in coverage and stuff like that, because they're not good at that. I just want them to be aggressive and go after a quarterback, go start hitting people, because, you know, that's what gets me excited, when you're really making a quarterback run for his life.
So actually, you answered 2 questions: a good side and a bad side, as far as being, because hey, as far as what brings out the maniac in me is when they go ahead and the Lions go ahead and take the interception, or go ahead and knock the other quarterbacks on their ass. Excuse the language. I mean, that brings out the maniac in me.
For me, what brings out the most annoyance is the fact that the Green Bay Packers are still in the league. Especially Aaron Rodgers.
It doesn't even need to be a bad. It doesn't need to be a bad thing as far as, you know. I mean, the question wasn't directed as far as for annoyance or stuff like that. It was like, as far as what plays, I mean, like, hey,
what gets you wrapped
100
up
yards,
Hey,
99-yard touchdown run. That can bring
talk about your owners.
From end zone to end zone. Go ahead and, you know, I mean, that thing can excite you and can go ahead and just get your blood pumping.
There's nothing better than a quarterback, than Aaron Rodgers getting nailed on his ass.
Hey, Val, you don't talk about your owner like that. That's
Matt Jones get knocked on his.
You know the greatest moment of me is being a Lions fan when Anthony Barr broke the collarbone of Karen Rogers. I was so happy as a Lions fan.
The greatest football moment for me is when Green Bay was going on and on, bragging about how nobody beats them at Lambeau Field, especially in a blizzard, and la 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 la. And Atlanta Falcons, led by Michael Vick, came and whooped the daylights out of them in the middle of a blizzard at Lambeau Field. That was the most beautiful moment in NFL history for me.
The one that really got me going was when Amon Ra scored that touchdown against the Vikings and we won our first game this year. Because for me, I went ballistic. Because for me, in 5 years, we are going to look at that as the moment when our franchise changed for the better, for good. Because
that was a great moment.
It was, and I think that's the part when they got that first win. You saw afterwards, everyone's confidence was lifted. We started playing better. For me, that is going to be the one play that we'll look back in 5 years and go, it all started there. And that's where it all started getting really good for us.
You know what's interesting about that is Jared Goff said that yesterday in the podcast. That was one of his best moments of his career.
Mm-hmm. Now, going back in history, as far as for games, when the Dallas Cowboys went ahead and said in 1991 that they were not going to lose to a scab quarterback in the playoffs, and the Lions went ahead and their only playoff win kicked the Dallas Cowboys ASS.
Ooh, you know, you're bringing me some good maniac in me. You know, remember the moment? You remember the moment when I think it was, I forget, Des Bryant or somebody said that Calvin Johnson was the 3rd best wide receiver on their team. And then we're playing the Dallas Cowboys, and then Jim Short says, I'm glad the 3rd best wide receiver on their team's on our team because Calvin dropped 338 yards passing on him. Exactly. That was a moment. That was a hell of a moment right
yeah.
there.
Oh, yeah.
Frederick Dawkins says the Lions have done this cycle for decades. I said nothing about tanking. My point is that they're a young team. My point is to be grateful and encourage them not to tank in any way. 3 times the wins suck.
What are you talking about?
I don't understand it because 10 wins is bad, but 9 wins, 6 to 9 wins is good.
But you think about it, if you're coming off a 10-win season next year, you're carrying some serious momentum going forward. People are going to start taking you seriously as a team. You've probably made the playoffs now, depending on what you've done there. But like I say, our cap situation, the bad stuff erases next year. We have a huge cap number next year. And, we have 2 premium draft picks as well. You're going to take a 10-win team and give it a shot in the arm with a massive, injection of talent through the draft and free agency. You could be competing for the division if your team's going to be that good this year and develop that much, and you give it that much talent next year, you could be competing for the division playoff wins in 2 years. That's not a bad thing.
That's a great
really
They
is
are
not a bad thing.
realistically in position right this year to get a wild card spot minimally. They're actually in great position to do so.
Yeah,
The Lions.
I agree, and it all comes from winning games, and you just simply have to do that. And your schedule is not anywhere near as hard as it was last year. Not saying it's easy, but if you grind hard, play like you did last year, the wins are there to be had. And that is what this franchise needs, is legitimacy. It's looked on as a joke who never wins. So a 10-win season, and suddenly everyone goes, oh, hang on, Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes, they're for real. They need our respect, and players go, hang on, actually. That's a team going forward. That's a place I want to go. I've seen what happens there. Vets can come in, get good deals, play well. Youngsters go in there, play well, get good deals. I can't see there's anything but a win for us. I don't think they would. I wonder if he's thinking it's going to get to their heads. They're going to think the job's done and then they're going to slack. But I can't see that happening under Dan Campbell. I can just see them pushing even harder.
I don't either, because here's why I don't see that happening under Dan Campbell. Because from day one, I have compared Dan Campbell to Mike Ditka. Okay? And this guy, Ditka was ended up being treated as a god until he made some fatal trade mistakes, towards the end. But you got to understand, this dude, Dan Campbell, is way underestimated, y'all. I'm telling you this now, way underestimated. He kind of, just because of the way he talks, don't let that fool you.
No, I think he's a pretty good coach. I definitely do. I think he's right for what the Lions are doing.
Yeah,
I just don't understand the idea of having more losses is better than wins. I will never
understand that either. There's no way, because what you end up doing, you already have a team that really has trouble establishing any type of identity. They've been known as losers for years, across the NFL, and you want them to continue. They keep it. When you've got athletes like that who are designed to want to go in and compete, and you're telling them to lose, it messes with their mentality.
I can only think it's like I say, an overconfidence issue. Maybe he doesn't want to win too many. It's like, say, he thinks they'll slack afterwards and think the job's done.
Yeah.
But, American football, for me, in all my years of watching, because it is a problem in some sports over here. Sometimes teams get too cocky and it bites them. But there, you're fighting for one trophy. You're fighting for one end goal. And if you don't win it, you failed. So even if you win 2 games or 12 games, at the end of the day, if you've not won the Super Bowl, you've not won anything. So the onus is on you to keep getting better and better and better until you go and win the big one. So I can't see overconfidence being an issue. If it's 10 wins, then God, that's gonna transform this franchise. Really, the 10-win season would. It would give us the legitimacy that we so badly desire.
I don't think any Lions player could be overconfident when you're a Lions player.
Yeah, right.
And if you try to make that a regular routine thing, shooting for those 10 wins every year after year, shooting for those 10 plus wins. We look at this. The Lions last year, they lost a lot of close games. The schedule was harder last year. We got better players. Our coach is a second-year coach. So, and plus, you have a second-year quarterback with the Lions, you know. So, and where Ben Johnson is going ahead and working with Jared Goff to tailor-made the offense for him, how can 10 wins not be possible or probable?
I don't think they're going to get 10 wins, but they should be shooting for all wins. You know, that's what a player should be shooting for. That's, I mean, you play to win the game. You don't play to, well, I come close to the game.
Right.
Play to win the game. I mean, their expectations should be completely different from our expectations from an outside perspective from somebody that's playing the game. Like, you want to win every game. So, yeah, I'm never going to be like, oh, they should try to just win this amount. I think they should try to win everything.
Well, see, for me, 10 wins is my basement.
Oof.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, because like you say, they should try to win every game. Because if you're not going, if you don't have the chance to win, in some ways, why play the game? You know, that's the way I look at it. And plus, you're taking the air out of people. You know, I actually hate picking wins and losses and stuff like that. I hate picking that. You know, because to me that kind of discounts, you know, my fanism. You know, because the fan in me is going to speak. I want that perfect season, but I'll take 10.
Man, I hope we just get to 7 wins. That's my basement right here. 7 wins. Want them to get 7 wins. I think they should do that. What do you got, Anthony? I'm curious to see, man. What do you think they're gonna get?
I want 7 or 8 as a minimum. Well, I say as a minimum. I think I don't have like an accuracy. I think 7 or 8. I would prefer 8 because it shows genuine progress forward. And with the schedule you have this year, with some of the teams you're against, there are teams on this schedule this year whom we should. I'm not saying you don't have a God-given right to win games, but if you want to be taken seriously where you are on this rebuild, you have to beat them. And for me, there are quite a few teams on there. And to show tangible progress going forward, 8 is what I'm aiming for. And any less, maybe I'm getting a little concerned.
Yeah, if they get like 3 wins, I think we're gonna get back on here and you know, I don't know if it's possible to throw your head through a StreamYard and actually head pop out into you guys' screen, but I think that's what occur. Val, what is your expectation for the Lions? Floor, basement, ceiling, attic,
Okay.
heaven?
What I'm looking at them. Best case scenario is a 10-win season. That's my best case scenario with them. Realistically, as long as they're, you know, within the 7 to 9 win, basement, that is showing the progress. That is showing the movement forward. That's still giving the guys the momentum that they need to continue to want to work hard and under Campbell and fight another day. So, yeah, if I'm with you, if I see anything less than 7, I'm concerned.
For sure. I think they have to get to 7. I think 6 to me is underperforming with the talent that you have and schedule plus year 2, like Tim was talking about. I think that is doable. Underachieve below that. Anything above it, you're going to put a smile on my face. And I'll literally insert the Kool-Aid into an IV. Look, I was a combat lifesaver in the Army. I could give IVs, and I'll insert the Kool-Aid into my bloodstream and make it even more bluer than it is right now. I think that's possible. Very, very possible. Is there anything else you guys want to go on with, Val?
No, I think I'm good with it. I think we should probably unless anybody else in the chat has anything to say, I think we should probably just go ahead and get to the final thoughts and because we were looking forward to this season and we want to see the Lions win. I think the Lions are actually going to beat the shit out of the Bears this year. So I'm going to give y'all that, okay?
That's definitely a good final thought right there. Just beat the shit out of them.
But as far as if I'm going to give my final thoughts, I just want to make sure to wish everybody or wish all the guys a happy early Father's Day, whether you're a father or you're not. You have a father, so I'm going to wish your father a happy Father's Day. Yeah, and recognize the importance of Juneteenth. You guys enjoy a wonderful weekend. Celebrate the ones that you're with. You never know when you may not ever expect to see them again. So to make sure that you celebrate with your loved ones, tell them that you love them. And that's my final thought.
That's a good final thought. That's for sure is. Maniac Tim, what's a final thought for you, man?
Okay. Always expect high in what you do. Shoot for the best. And just go ahead and well, to put this in words, there's one thing I agree with Bob Quinn about. 9-7, which would be 9-8 now, is not good enough for me. Now, I'm not saying to fire Dan Campbell if you don't get to 10 wins, but I'm just saying that 9-7 is not good enough for me. 10 plus wins. Go Lions.
Before I give it to Anthony, I'll tell you mine. Make sure you brush your teeth. Take your vitamins, folks. It's always good to take vitamins, and if you're having a rough day, drink them if you got them. Anthony, what you got?
First, I want to order a case of Maniac Tim's Kool-Aid because I think I'll really like it. So if you could send some over the ocean, that would be very much appreciated. Outside of that, I, for once, don't really have a great deal. Just to all you guys and everyone in the chat, go out there, have a great weekend, enjoy it. I'd like to say it's absolutely boiling over here. So as soon as I'm done here, I'm off to the pub for a pint. And yeah, go out and do similar. Go enjoy yourselves.
And we can't finish the show without saying we love you, Jim. So that's important.
Watch over us, man.
And at his memorial or at his celebration, like I actually grabbed the thing of this juice, and it was blue.
Yeah, we had the blue Kool-Aid. We had the blue juice Kool-Aid. We had the we had the bug juice blue Kool-Aid. Okay,
right.
That's the best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys, we love you all. We appreciate you all. We're going, go out and enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you again real soon.
Adios.